Our second inductee of the evening is Nate Morris. Please watch this video and learn a little bit more about Nate.
Nate Morris is the founder and chairman of Morris Industries, a Lexington-based technology conglomerate of ESG-focused holdings that reimagine the industrial economy. The signature asset of the company is Rubicon Global. Under Nate Morris's leadership as CEO, Rubicon became a catalyst for groundbreaking change across the waste and recycling industry, expanding operations to 5 continents and 18 countries. Morris has recruited the best investors, including Mark Benioff from Silicon Valley, Henry Kravis from Wall Street, and Leonardo DiCaprio from Hollywood into Rubicon Global. Rubicon has been recognized as one of the world's most innovative companies by Fast Company magazine and as an industry disruptor by Inc. magazine. Morris is the first Kentuckian to build a venture-backed technology startup with a market cap valuation that exceeds $1 billion. Nate is the first Fortune 40 Under 40 winner from Kentucky, the first World Economic Forum Young Global Leader from Kentucky, an outstanding young American by the United States Junior Chamber of Commerce, and the youngest inductee ever to the Kentucky Entrepreneur Hall of Fame. A 9th-generation Kentuckian, Morris was raised by a single mother in a union household. He is a proud product of Kentucky Public Schools, and Morris is a benefactor to the University of Kentucky. There he serves on the Dean's Advisory Council of the Gatton College of Business and Economics and was named the first ever Entrepreneur in Residence. Congratulations to Nate Morris on his Hall of Fame induction.
I'd like you to welcome Jane Mosbacher Morris, Nate's wife. She is the founder and CEO of To The Market, a company that connects businesses and consumers to ethically make products from around the world. Previously, she was the director of humanitarian action for the McCain Institute for International Leadership, the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of Counterterrorism, and served in the Secretary's Office of Global Women's Issues. Please join me in welcoming Jane to the stage. Introduce her husband.
Thank you for that introduction, and good evening, everyone. It is a huge pleasure to get to be here, and an even bigger honor for me to have the opportunity to introduce my favorite person in the world, my husband, Nate Morris. I met Nate in the summer of 2010 on a blind date. And at the time, I was living in Washington, D.C., and he, of course, was living in Kentucky. This was long before the height of social media or online dating apps, and so neither of us really knew what to expect or even had a strong sense of what the other one looked like. In fact, if I remember correctly, I had been emailed a very grainy black and white photograph of Nate that included him somewhere in the back of a group of people that were apparently attending the Kentucky Derby. This was my first glimpse into Nate's very deep commitment to this Commonwealth. Despite the fact that we knew very little about each other, it turned out to actually be love at first sight. We spent that first evening talking about our family, our faith, our careers, and our vision for both of our lives. And on this first date, Nate boldly declared that we would get married. And that someday he would buy us a house in Kentucky's rolling hills, and that we would raise a family in his favorite place on earth. I told him that although Kentucky sounded great, I thought it would be best if we waited maybe at least 6 months until he proposed. So in true Nate form, 6 months to the day, we were on a plane to Paris France, where Nate actually proposed almost the moment we arrived. This is one of my very favorite Nate stories, of which I have many, because I think it exemplifies who Nate is and what Nate is about. Nate is a man of vision for his life, and he isn't afraid to take massive risks to make that vision a reality. He's brilliant, he's very funny, he's dynamic, and he's deeply committed to his faith and to the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I have personally watched in awe as he has built a multi-billion-dollar company with nothing more than credit cards and a deep passion for solving issues by leveraging the free market. I have also watched him pull off miracle after miracle, and he has never failed to exceed even my grandest expectations. I also have watched people that have doubted him again and again and again, and have been delighted to see Nate's dogged ability to deliver on even the most extraordinary of plans. Nate is a force. He is a businessman, he is a visionary, and he's a loving and loyal husband. I want to say that I am truly over the moon to have the chance to introduce someone that I admire so very much. Nate, congratulations.
I truly feel like the luckiest person in the world right now. And Jane, thank you so much for all you've sacrificed to make this night happen, and for all your support and all the encouragement and inspiration that you've given me as we've been building Rubicon over the last decade. And I look out tonight and I see so many of the people that I admired and looked up to since I was a kid. I had a chance to chat with Governor Brown before the evening started, and as a kid, he was everything to me. And I can't believe to be on a list with so many of these incredible entrepreneurs like him and others. And I think those, as well, those inductees that believed in us from the very beginning, Bruce Lunsford, Chris Sullivan, Bill Gatton, thank you all so much. And thank you to Brian as well for creating this incredible body of folks and this brain trust that I believe is transforming our Commonwealth through assembling the best and brightest and grooming the next generation of leaders and helping to transform our state. You know, I wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't, first and foremost, for my mother. And a great Kentuckian once said, "For all that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother." Abraham Lincoln said that, and that remains true for me. And so I'm so grateful to her and her sacrifice. She was a single mother, and like all single mothers, we had our ups and downs, we had challenges, but she instilled in me a vision for the future and a hope for what life could be, and a hope for the promise of what was in store. If you work hard, you do the right things, you show up on time, and you have good character. I've tried to live up to those things that she taught me, and I'm just so grateful for the sacrifice and all the hard work and all the things that she gave up to make this possible. To my grandfather, who's here tonight as well, I'm very proud that I come from a union home, and the union taught me a lot as an entrepreneur. It taught me to treat people right, to treat working people and working families right. And he used to tell me, he said, "Look, son," he said, "there is no reason for a union if companies do the right thing." And as we were starting Rubicon, one of the first things that we did was we said, look, we are not going to charge any of the folks here at Rubicon. We're not going to make them pay for any of their health insurance. We give it to them. And that all came from him and the values that he taught me from growing up in a union household. So I'm so grateful for that. And for those of you all who don't know what Rubicon is, I'm the only garbage man on the list. And my mother's only recognition of the garbage business was Tony Soprano, so it was a lot to explain. So we had to do some good somewhere. So I know here in the Commonwealth there's been a lot of discussion about our teachers. And I am very proud that I went to Kentucky Public Schools. And I am very rich because of the education that I got here in the Commonwealth. And there's someone here tonight, my elementary school principal, Charlene Bush. Please stand up. I first met Charlene when I was 5 years old as a kindergartner. And she was the first person as a third grader who encouraged me to get involved in student leadership activities. When I ran for president of my elementary school in 5th grade, she encouraged me to say, you got to keep going. You got to do this in middle school and high school and when you get to college. And she created a magical experience for us. And it's those memories and that association that I have with education, that love for education, is what carried me, that curiosity as an entrepreneur. And I love her so much, and I'm so grateful to her. And if we had teachers like her, and we could celebrate teachers like this every day, our world wouldn't have any issues. We could fix all the challenges we had. And I thank you so much for what you gave me. You'll never know how much I appreciate you. And we need to celebrate all teachers and what they do for us. There's someone else, Professor Susan Wiley, who came to see me from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much as well, my college professor. So grateful for you being here and for all the student internships. When I was working full-time as a student, she helped me get through that process. And if it wasn't for scholarships and all the things that I had to do, I wouldn't have been able to get the education I got. So thank you so much, Professor Wiley, for being here. I'm so grateful for everything you've given me. And I just want to say to all the entrepreneurs out there, Rubicon was started with $10,000 on a credit card. And a decade later, we've created, tremendous value for the shareholders that have invested in our business. And we're giving the waste industry a run for their money. We've been in the middle of big business and big government, and we're giving a really tough industry transparency, technology, and data, and moving the industry forward in a way that no one thought was possible. And I don't want you to ever give up on the power of your thoughts and the power of your dreams and what that means on how you can transform an industry. And it's not money, it's going to be the power of your dreams and your ideas that are going to make our world better. And don't ever lose that passion. And when we were first starting, it was Rubicon Global, us going to Silicon Valley in New York from Kentucky with a waste deal and saying that we're going to revolutionize through technology. We were laughed out of the room. But now, as many have said tonight, technology is here to stay in Kentucky. And I believe we are going to be at the epicenter of how and why the next generation of technology entrepreneurs are going to transform our country. We're going to transform the environmental movement. And we're going to make Kentucky give everybody else a run for their money. And I'm very proud to be a little bit part of that movement. And I hope that Rubicon will be an example for all of you all, that anything is possible right here in the Commonwealth. I want to also thank my team from Rubicon that's here, the co-founders of our business, Mark Spiegel, Hank Dudgeon, Lane Moore, Michael Heller, who's also back there, Perry Moss. Thank you all so much. And I think someone said this earlier today, please, download our app. We want all your trash. Everyone who's here. Please don't go to Waste Management or Republic Service. We have one of our partner haulers here, Ecotech. Support Ecotech, your local hauler as well. But I believe anything is possible here in the Commonwealth. And I want to thank all of you all very much. And thank you all for all the folks that helped make this happen. Have a good evening.